Hello, 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 hello. It is your boys, the DM podcast, once again giving you that flavor in your ear. Today's episode, we have a few things to talk about. Talk about some pretenders and contenders. Talk about what's going on in the league. LeBron James is probably the biggest topic that we can chat about. We'll talk about that as well. And just, whatever's going on in the league. We may bring up the Isaiah Stewart, Steph Curry thing. Maybe not at all, because that guy likes to fight everybody. I like the fact that Steph Curry stood up for himself. I'm not gonna lie. I like the fact that he stood up for himself. Made me happy. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And let's talk more. Let's talk more. How's my boy YS doing?
You already know, brother. Every day above ground.
Good, good. I have to fix my camera. I don't like the way it's angled, so I'm gonna fix it.
Shout out to Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yo, he's like the unsung hero for that team.
My God, how the Lakers are, man. It's like they look like they could come out the West.
And we're definitely going to talk about them when we talk about our pretenders and contenders. But the first topic we should have is the LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith. If people didn't see it, it's simple. The man was talking about his son, and he's talked about him multiple times. It's not even like the first time he talked about him. He talked about him multiple times.
Stephen A. talks about everyone all the time.
Right.
Respect him.
And, it's a part of the game. Charge it up to the game, really, if you think about it.
Facts.
So, but LeBron confronted him and said, hey, basically, like, stop. Like, don't talk about my son. Simple. What is your take on it?
Man, LeBron just went into that father mode. You know what I mean? Just, it is what it is. Like your father, someone's talking some shit about your son, you're gonna be like,
Right.
yo, knock it off. You know what I mean? Politely. Right. But it is what it is. Do I think he should have done it? Yes and no. You know what I mean? Because it's like if anyone's working with a parent, right? Would you want your parent, you know what I mean, to be like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't that serious. Like Stephen, it wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't Stephen, it wasn't dragging him because if it was dragging him, everyone in the media would have heard he was dragging him. But
Yeah.
Stephen was doing what Stephen A normally does, which is just get views.
Right.
That's really it.
So, like, I've been thinking about it like a few times, right? To prepare for the topic. I first, I think when you chat about it a little bit. As a father, you do what you got to do, right? As an NBA player, he's an NBA player. He's gonna get talked about. But the
Yeah.
new thought that I really had about it was, if you think about it, he's like the 53rd, 54th pick.
55th.
What 55th pick, honestly, is being spoken about?
LeBron's son.
Bronny, Bronny's not given the amount of grace that any second round pick is being given. Like
Oh no.
most of them are given grace. Why is Bronny never given grace? So a part of me is like, you know what? He's the 55th pick. Like he just happens to be LeBron's son. So that's why we're talking about it. But that's where I'm like, you know what? Let him grow. Like this whole what type of guy player he is, and he's not ready. He's not ready for the NBA. What second rounder off rip was really ready for NBA off rip? Only a
That's
few guys, right? Especially
like
if they're like young.
young second rounders ready off rip. I can't even name any. Like every second rounder I know off the top had to put in a couple of years in the league to get to a certain status, right?
Mm.
It wasn't just first year, second round, like, oh, a gem. I don't, it's, can you name any?
And if they were, no, I can't name. Like if they were, they'd have to be a 3 or 4 year player who was already established, who like was fine. I think maybe was Austin Reeves the second round pick or undrafted?
I want to say second, but Austin Reeves didn't come in the league and was like, oh, Austin Reeves, like waving off
Exactly.
Luka now. This is,
Exactly. He was why is making seem, oh, he was undrafted.
oh, he was undrafted? Wow. And he's balling like, wow. Shout Austin Reeves, man, I even rate you even more now.
Yeah, I rate Austin Reeves.
Can't even lie.
It's then I
You're
was thinking like
undrafted.
how are these undrafted guys like becoming even better than second round picks? Like so much more better than second round picks. But all in all, it's I get it from LeBron. If we talk about from the side of LeBron being a father, you know, I can see it. If someone's yelling, if you're watching your kid play like varsity basketball and someone's like yelling past the ball or like this get this guy off the court, you're gonna turn around and confront that person and be like, yo, chill on my son. And that makes sense, right? Like any father would do it. But if you're in the league, you don't have to like it. I'm pretty sure a lot of these like basketball wives, girlfriends, whatever, they be going online. They be seeing how their significant others are being spoken about. I know Bradley Beal's girl has gone on X or whatever Twitter and talked multiple times about like the way they're being treated. Russell Westbrook, same thing, his wife.
Shout
But
out,
like
shout, shout out the wives. You know, they feel away. Yo, Bradley Beal's wife, though,
you think you can't even blame them for feeling that type of way.
yes, the
That's the
love.
person they love,
Yes, the love.
right? So
And
like
they know them personally, right? So if they're hearing some bullshit, it's like, yo, that ain't him. That ain't him. I know him in real life. You know the talk. So
right? So when people are just yelling like this guy's trash, this guy's this and that, it's impacting them. So I get why they can be offended. I think that's why in a lot of cases you just gotta almost tell them to like get don't be on social media. If you're a public figure, don't even be on social media. There's no point.
it's tough. It's tough because you're a brand, right? Like Bradley Beal, I'm not. Not the. He's not a face of a franchise, but he has a brand, right?
Here's the brand.
He has the AAU squad, right? He has people looking up to him. You know what I mean? So he is a brand. I think he Nike stuff and all this. So it's like
But
he's got to
he
be on the media to promote.
see, yeah, he can probably have to be like LeBron is gonna be on. LeBron can get disrespected and dissed, but Savannah can't be on because now she has her husband plus her son, and her son gets ridiculed. You can't. But then on the opposite end, I'm thinking like LeBron, you brought your son here.
I like that. LeBron, you brought your son here. I like
Like,
that.
he did. We all know the man wasn't ready. The man wouldn't have been drafted. Um, like you brought your son here. Like those people like not to talk about it. They're going to talk about it.
100. It's like an alley oop. Like you brought your son to the Lakers. You're throwing a lob to all these sportscasters, all these guys. It is what it is.
I think you're saying it perfectly. You're basically allowing these people to just like crown on you
You know what I mean?
because they're just gonna be like, oh, you brought your son. He doesn't deserve it. He took a roster spot. He's a part of the cap. Blah 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 blah. Which is all the case. It's all definitely the case. But once again, like Jeannie Buss and the Lakers organization. In most of their cases, it's family. It's a family business. The president is a family member. Rob Pelinka is the GM, but he had to be Kobe's like all this is related. Like her best friend is the former coach's wife. Like, come on, man. This is like all this stuff like goes hand in hand at the end of the day. The future GM of the Sacramento Kings will be the former player who's currently dating the owner's daughter. Like, it's gonna be him. It's gonna be Jeremy Lamb one day. Like, Jeremy Lamb is going to be. He's gonna be the president of the Sacramento Kings.
Shout out to Lamb for actually, saying, okay, get the ball money and get some real ball money. Shout out to Lamb, thinking ahead.
I heard there's a rumor. I'm not sure if it's a fake rumor or I hope it's not Centel because I don't want to be caught by Centel. But I heard there's like he passed comments which made the daughter influence the dad and the team to trade him. So
Still,
yeah, but I think that's like
that's
that's
far-fetched in a
and the
sense.
man wanted to leave regardless. He didn't like where the team was going, so he wanted to leave. So I give it up to ultimately that. Like it's not much to read upon ultimately. But yeah, that's really. Do you have anything else you want to say about the LeBron part?
No, man, like it is what it is. You see what I'm saying? Like I see both sides. I'm gonna leave it with that.
I was gonna first mention what LeBron had said, but I feel like that's kind of old news about how he said like the media, the guys in the media, they don't talk well of the game. But I think me and you've kind of dived into that a few times, so they don't talk well of the game. So there's not much to really chat about. But I did want to mention. I wanted to say something nice about LaMelo Ball before I forget. Before we get to the pretenders and contenders and all that stuff, I want to talk about LaMelo Ball.
Floor is yours.
I feel like this is gonna shock you because I think I said something similar early in the year, so this is gonna shock you. I feel bad for LaMelo Ball. I
Where is
feel
this
bad.
coming from? Hold on. I
I
need to
was
look around me. I'm
I,
okay. Let
I
me
was
look down. Okay.
I was
What?
watching them play,
Yes.
and I'm like, this man doesn't have anybody. Like I know Brandon Miller's out for the season. I get it, he's out for the season. But I also think to myself, like, we like dog on some of these players, but if you don't have other quality players around you, you really can't do much. Because once again, there's only what, five guys who can lead a team with like nothing, and truly, it's like okay, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, who can like take a team that's not good and make them look
Prime LeBron
prime,
James.
yeah, right, like prime KD, prime Steph. But like Steph now could not lead a bad team. Clearly, we see it. He couldn't lead a bad team.
Neither can
Um,
KD.
like KD cannot lead a bad team.
KD can't lead a mediocre team. That's another topic. Like lead a
Right?
team, that's another topic. But
Right. And we'll talk about the whole Phoenix and Philly, but like that's what I'm saying. Like it's only really Jokic can lead a bad team because he did it before. Giannis can lead a bad team because he's never had to really do it, but I think his talent is strong enough that he can make guys look good. And then like I don't think SGA can. Like SGA is a really
not
good
yet.
team.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's there. Like Luca can. We've seen Luca do it.
Because Luka's
Like right, like lead a team. Not saying bad guys, but like a lot of third and fourth options. Maybe not a true number two
I
option.
feel SGA is that next guy to be holding down a team without nobody on his own. Like he's to me up next, right?
Yeah, right. He's definitely up next. He's definitely
After
up next.
Luka's and the Joker and the Giannis, like
Yeah.
LeBron, he's up next. I feel.
Right. And then like Jason Tatum, could Jason Tatum lead a team? Let's say he didn't have a Jalen Brown. Let's say he didn't have a Jalen Brown and it was just Jason Tatum. They don't have the record they have now. They're
No,
like probably much lower and they're like probably fourth, fifth, right?
that would be interesting to see a Tatum with no Brown, but they're
Right.
still overall nice.
Right. The squad is still very nice. You're correct. And they'll still make the playoffs regardless. But that's the whole like number one guy thing. We've seen Trey do it for years, and until Jalen Johnson legit stepped up as a player, he wasn't really saying much, right? But LaMelo, he doesn't have anyone. Like I don't care for Mikal Bridges. I know he had 40 yesterday. I don't care for that. He had 40 without LaMelo, without Brandon Miller. He's the only guy on the squad.
Yeah, okay, Without LaMelo had 40. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
like that doesn't matter. So I truly just feel like I look at someone like Cade and my Detroit Pistons. Cade's squad is much better this year. Like much better,
Yes, but
much better.
Cade's better too this year. At the
He's
same,
much better. He's probably gonna win most improved, which he shouldn't win, but he's probably gonna
he
win it.
shouldn't win.
Because I don't
Who,
think a number one overall pick should win.
who should most improve to then?
I think Tyler Hero and Norman Powell.
I agree with Norman Powell definitely.
Like, I
Tyler
don't
here
think a number one or number two. Like I don't think those guys should ever win most improved.
because you're expected to be nice.
Yeah.
I
You're
hear
number one
you.
overall pick, man. You should just be there. But yeah, like I just don't. Yeah, that's my Lamelo thought. What's your thoughts about my Lamelo thought?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised. You know what I mean? I thank God that you said it because shit, like God must have touched you because he's making Mark Williams look good. And you know if there was no LaMelo Ball in the squad, what's Smart Williams doing?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Put up maybe Nick Richards numbers. None against Nick Richards though.
right. He's really good, Nick Richards. Yeah.
You know what I
Look
mean?
what he did for Nick Richards. He made Nick Richards that was a period of time last year. They made Nick Richards look like a solid NBA player.
Yes,
Very
like
solid.
and then Sacramento bought the bait. Not Sacramento, Phoenix got the bait.
Phoenix, yeah.
Bing. And what's happening over there? I'll say less.
Phoenix is. So like I think it makes me think of like the Devin Booker back in the day, like certain guys who just they're talented, but they need more help.
What happened to
And
Booker? Because he's averaging like 26 a game.
the last few weeks he's been better. Much better. Much better. He should be the number one shooting guard in the league. That's what we were positioning him as. So yeah, so that'd be nice. Do you want to talk about Philly and oh, a team that well actually we'll talk about when we talk contenders and pretenders, I realized. So we can do contenders and pretenders, or we can talk about who would you rather be for the next 3 to 5 years. The Phoenix Suns or the Philadelphia 76ers?
Let's go with that first, and then contenders and pretenders.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pull up the standings and I think Phoenix is I'm gonna first tell you Phoenix Suns draft picks in the future just before we go. Okay, so this year they have their own pick, but they can swap it, but pretty much their own. That's really I think they have another like down the line pick if they it depends on like certain things happen. And then after the 2026 pick, which I'm shocked that I don't think they can Washington has the right to swap it. So Washington
Okay.
has the right to swap. So you really don't have your own pick because it can be moved. And same with 2028, it can be swapped with another squad. 2029 can be swapped with Houston.
Okay.
2030 can be swapped with Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they have a 2031 pick that can also be moved. Okay, so they really don't control their own draft picks. And let's go Philly draft picks, which I think they almost have the same type of stuff. So Philly doesn't have any draft pick this year. Oh no, they do if it falls seven and down. No, no, sorry. If it falls 1 to 6, it's theirs. Seven and down, it's OKC's,
Ah!
which
Okay,
is
see
crazy.
everyone.
2026, it could be the same thing. OKC can receive the most favorable one, or it can go to Houston or the Clippers. 2026, they have another one potentially. 2028, they have their own. 2029, their pick can go to the Clippers, but it's like top three protected. Then they have the rest of their picks, I would say. But they have some Brooklyn picks they have to give out.
Okay.
So my question to you, and then we already know what's on both squads. Joel Embiid may miss next season as well. Paul George, you ready? Went on your legendary rant there. I don't want to bring up his name too much, but Paul George, they have Tyrese Maxey though.
Trigger. That's a trigger name still.
They have Tyrese Maxey. They have McCain as well, who was about to win Rookie of the Year, low key.
He was walking off with that
Yeah,
rookie.
not even low key, a high key about to win it. And then you have Phoenix, who has KD, who like what 100% is gonna get traded, like 100%.
Yeah.
He's not going to be on the team next year. Bradley Beal, who has a unmovable contract, and you have Devin Booker, who's played better recently. But other than that, you really don't got a bench.
Phoenix is cooked. I'd rather be Philly in 2025 March. I'd rather
Until
be
2028, 2029, you rather be Philly?
yeah. I'd rather be Philly still. Like there is no one on the Phoenix Suns team where I'm like, okay, you know what? He has more potential to reach.
Yeah,
Everyone reached the potential on that squad, right? Maxi still has more potential to reach,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Jared McCain has we just seen a snippet of him. Oubre reaches the potential of Oubre, but Philly has better picks. They have better contracts, right? Embiid, his contract, it is what it is. Embiid is goofy, right? He's not serious, but when it's time to play and he's serious, he's worth a pretty penny. Let's keep it a buck, right? Let's keep it a buck.
Let me,
Bradley Beal,
yeah.
I see the league. Okay, you're Philly. You want to shop Embiid. You're getting GM saying, okay, we can offer you this, we can offer you that. Do you think you're gonna get that for Beal?
You're not getting nothing for Beal.
Okay, end of story. End of story. Phoenix, Katie's getting traded 100%. He was supposed to get traded before the All Star, before trade deadline. He sat like 2 games, didn't get traded. That's awkward. You got a baller for Phoenix now. Booker looks like he lost 50 fucking pounds like for the last 2 years.
He
I don't know
does.
what happened with Booker.
Yeah.
And Beal is just there collecting bread.
So let me give you Philly's salary cap. The thing is, it's not great. Next year, it's 174. So I'm pretty sure they're over the tax.
Mm-hmm.
The following year, it's 162 because you're paying Embiid 57 mil, George 54, and Maxi 40. 2027 to 2028, you're paying Joel Embiid 62 mil. You're paying Paul George a 56 mil. I think it's a player option. And you're paying Maxi 43. And then in 2028 to 2029, you're paying Joel Embiid player option $67 million and Maxi 46.
Joel Embiid is getting $67 million.
in like next in 4 years. He's getting that much money.
I was hearing Paul George getting 56 million to average 15 a game, 16 a game. That's crazy.
And then let me give you the Suns salary cap. Okay, so they're just as high, honestly.
Trash.
Kevin Durant gets 54, Bradley Beal gets 53,
Wow.
Devin Booker gets 53. And they're like over the tax next year. They're 218 over the tax. You still got Grayson Allen, you're paying 16 mil. You got Royce O'Neal, that's 10. The following year, 2026, 2027, Bradley Beal's getting 57. I just want to pause there. 2026, 2027, getting 57.
I don't know
It's a
how they
player option. It's a player option. So he's gonna take the player option. Booker's getting 57, Grayson 18, Royce O'Neal 10. Then 2027, 2028, you're much clearer in your cap. You get 61 mil of Booker. You don't have to pay Bradley Beal. And you have Grayson Allen have the team option for 19 and Royce O'Neal. And then you'll obviously have some rookie contracts along the
He's
line.
getting $67 million for that one season to
Six,
not be
oh,
top
61.
two shooting guard in the league.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, I was saying to you before, this salary cap for like or the paying people is not going to be the same. I'm very curious what Julius Randle's going to get. I'm very curious
Holy.
what that man's going to get because like the only man I can hear getting paid, we didn't talk. We Kyrie is out for the season, and we'll probably talk about him in a little bit later. But he's someone who may get still paid. I think just because of the Dallas is like screwed completely. You got to pay somebody.
We'll get into that. That's
And then like, and then what's his name from Minnesota? The big man.
Gobert.
No, no, the other one. Sixth man of the year. What is his name?
Wow, I'm messing up his name now too. Oh, Vincenzo. No, he's still money. Who's this man here again?
Big man. Oh man, that's gonna kill me. Things I don't want to search it now. I want to think
Don't
about it.
do it, man. Don't do it. It was Nas Reed.
Nas Reed. Thank you, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's gonna get a contract. He's gonna get 30 mil. Someone's gonna pay him. Brooklyn's gonna pay him because they got money. Pelicans may pay him because they got money. Not a lot of teams got money, but I know Brooklyn definitely got money to pay some players.
Well,
Um,
Brooklyn's not going anywhere, but guys don't care about that. They just give me the bag.
yeah, bro,
If
give me
he
that
has to give it
35
a ring,
mil.
if he has to give it a ring mentality, he's gonna be like, oh, fuck a ring. Give me the
Yeah,
bag.
give it back. Why? Why? So when I look at both, a part of me thinks I would rather Phoenix because I can trade Kevin Durant for stuff. Like Philly, if I call you for Paul George, are you gonna take it? No.
Come on, I'm laughing at you.
If I call you for Embiid, you're not gonna give me much, and Embiid's just too much money.
Facts.
So
Facts.
I just think those two contracts are worse than Bradley Beal and KD. Mind you, I can't trade Bradley Beal, but I can trade
That's
KD.
what I'm saying. Like you can KD, guys will want KD. I can't say guys. Teams want KD.
Yeah.
Still, Beal, Beal is stuck.
You know, Bill's only 31 too. Not like he's old. He's 31.
Yeah, how old's Paul George? He's washed. Hey.
Paul George, I think, is 34, maybe now.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, still Paul George. I don't care. You're washed. Okay.
Paul George is 34, yeah. Yeah, you're paying Paul George like, oh my goodness. Thinking about every, not like you're getting younger. 35,
57,
36, 37.
55.
So when he's 37, you're paying him at 56 million.
Like, come on. Like 56 million for Paul George, and he's not going to be scoring more at 37 than he is at 34. I feel like the numbers are going to go down a little bit,
Yeah. And
right?
the thing is, see where I would see, now I'm flipping it. Where I would pick Philly, that I'd rather be Philly, is that Philly has more of their draft picks.
That's why I will go Philly. Sun's done.
So Suns have no draft picks. So like you would almost have to pray that wherever you trade KD, someone gives you draft capital. So you're the only team that's gonna ever do that to you is Houston. So you have to trade KD to Houston because then you can get a young guy for KD. But you once again you think about it like
Yeah,
if you're these teams and you call me for Embiid or KD, I'll give you like my fourth, fifth best young guy. But I'm not giving you my top three. Like when Masai traded for Kawhi, he gave up Jakob Poeltl. If you think, well, Jakob Poeltl was what? His best young guy was probably Pascal at the time,
yeah,
OG, Fred, Norm, then Poeltl.
yeah,
So I'm giving you something like that
yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
because now people keep making these rumors. Devin Booker for a Jalen Green.
It doesn't move the needle.
Mm,
Like, what does that do for if you're Phoenix?
you're just in Houston spot. Like uh, you're hoping this man turns into like
Like, he's not like Booker is playing a guard, the one. He's doing a whatever job, a mid. I'm gonna say mid. Jalen Green to play the one. He's not gonna be mid to start. He's not gonna be good at playing the one. He's gonna have high turnovers, and shot selection is gonna be questionable. Phoenix is worse with Jalen Green than than Booker, right?
yeah,
Is Houston going to be better with Booker, for example? Arguably, it's not going to really move the needle. Like, sure,
yeah.
a little bit, but Phoenix is cooked.
The thing is, like, they're both so cooked. If you think about it, they're both like I would generally never want not want to be either of the teams,
I'm riding with Maxi because he's a great young player that has
right?
upside still.
Right.
That's why I'm on Philly's side. There's
Like,
no great young player in Phoenix because Booker's he's not young.
unless you trade Booker, like if you trade Booker, then you want to be Phoenix because you can trade Booker for like a multitude of picks. But you know what? You don't have is your own picks, and not having your own picks, you're the Brooklyn Nets that like could
The
have got.
Paul Pierce, those Brooklyn Nets, yeah.
Yeah, like you're that, right? So you're both pretty much stuck. This is why like I'm really big on like I'm okay with going all in, but I'm not trading like 4 years, not 4 years, 8 years down the line draft picks.
Facts.
Never. I'll give you a draft pick or two, max two draft picks. But like if you're Phoenix, you traded everything to Brooklyn to get KD, which probably 8 out of 10 times it's KD. You may do it. It's KD. It's KD. He's still pretty good now. He's an all NBA player. He's still KD. But I think the Bradley Beal one is what like, why'd you do that trade? Like, what made you say I'm trading for Bradley Beal?
Yo, it was just one of those things where it's just like, we need to add names, I feel. You know what I
And
mean?
and names aren't real, man. Names like they're not real. They're not real. They're not real. I was doing this like I was randomly thinking it because I think NBA all day, and I was thinking like if you're an Eastern Conference team, you really need to rely on the draft. Like really need to rely on the draft. Western Conference doesn't need to rely on the draft the way the Eastern Conference. Let me let me like let me fly a little bit. So in the Eastern Conference, right? Um, and I'm talking like top five picks. The Cavs have two top five players in who from drafted, Garland and Mobley. Okay, the Boston Celtics have technically Porzingis was like a top five, but we'll just say the main guys, the really main guys, two top five picks,
They're
right?
top five. Yeah, yeah.
New York is the one exception because they don't have any top five, except Karl Anthony Towns was number one overall pick, but I don't think they have a top five pick on that.
Rustin Hart. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
OG.
and then and Milwaukee, Dame was a lottery top pick. I think maybe sixth, seventh, whatever, top pick. Giannis wasn't. So Milwaukee and thing, but in order to be the top ones, you have to. Detroit has a multiple top picks. That's where they are today, multiple top picks. You go to the Western Conference, it's not the same. OKC number one, right? Shea was 14th. Jalen Williams was 11th. Now they have Chet, but he's their one guy. Other than that, everyone is like
Uh,
lower,
yeah, LeBron, obviously LeBron, right? But
right? So right, then you go to like Lakers have LeBron and Luca, but that's the anomaly, right? Just like the opposite way, the Milwaukee Bucks are the anomaly. But you go to Denver. Denver's a top three team in the league in the West. Jokic is a second round pick. Jamal Murray is seventh. Michael Porter Jr. is 14th. Aaron Gordon was fourth, but your top guy isn't a number one overall pick. That's my whole point. He's not a top three overall pick. In
in
the
the
Western
draft,
Conference,
one
you
of the
don't need
nuggets
that.
that was supposed to be the guy was supposed to be Porter coming out of that draft. Supposed to be, he was like
I believed in that guy because I'm talking him and Marvin Bagley the third. Their high school tape.
Marvin Bagley. I was when you said Pistons, I was thinking about him because I'm like, is he still on the Pistons? Probably not.
I think he's on. Man, I think he's on Sacramento, but
Probably not in the league.
now
But
I swear I saw him play recently, like
like that
recent.
guy could shoot a little bit, could kind of hand a little bit, could kind of be in the post, but
So
nothing.
good. So good. So good. That guy was high
I
school,
want
he
him
was
still.
nasty. I see it was nasty. So like yeah, so all in all, I'm just saying that like you don't have to draft extremely well in the Western Conference because the competition's better and the development's better.
No,
In
you're
the
right.
East, you have to draft well. You have to. Um, okay. I think I almost I still haven't really made a decision, but unless you trade Devin Booker, I think I'd rather be Philly. And I hate the Paul George contract, but I mean rather be them because Phoenix doesn't have draft picks. Like there's and like you said, there's no young guy. You have McCain is 22 and you have Maxi. So you have like two guys who you can just tell Paul George to basically be Tobias Harris and be your fourth option. And you could tell Joel Embiid the contract's way too much to be your third option, to be your decoy. And you're telling Maxi and McCain to basically just CJ McCollum, Dame Lillard this shit,
Oh, I like that though. I'm not gonna lie.
right? CJ
Right.
McCollum, Dame Lillard with a better version of Nurkic and Embiid and Mo Harkless in Paul George. So, so I don't know about that one.
Shout out to Ubre
Yeah, Uber. I think Uber is a really good guy to have as like a
off the bench.
yeah a random option. He'll randomly give you like 30 points a game. So sorry, we'll talk about it here. Okay, so contenders and pretenders.
Let's get it.
I think we can say we're not going to really go through all of them because a lot of them are pretenders. There's no need to go through them. So a lot of things are like who are the good teams who are pretenders. Who are the good teams who are pretenders? Now, originally when I wrote this, I wrote Magical Run. I wrote Magical Run for a team. And the team I wrote Magical Run for was the Dallas Mavericks. That was before Kyrie got hurt. And before they're not going to shut down Anthony Davis. Both of their centers are gone. Their wing is gone as well in Prosper, who's playing their center. So if you're a big in Dallas, you're just not going to make it through the year, it seems. And yeah, they're just having a season from hell, like a season from hell. Because I don't know what's gonna. If you're Dallas, like what's the and they raise their ticket prices. Why are they raising ticket prices?
This is all like how everything is pointing, all the arrows are pointing. It's like they want to sell the team or they want the team to get sold and be moved because there's really no other explanation. You know what I
That's
mean?
kind of sad, really.
You guys raising tickets after you trade your franchise player. The best player aside from who is the best Maverick ever? It's Dirk. Who else? Who else is there?
It's Luca.
It's Luca. It's Luca easily. And Jason Kidd played for the Mavericks too. Steve Nash played for the Mavericks too. So what does that say about Luca? He's a generational talent. We need to get into it.
Right,
We
right,
always
right.
want a casino. They want to be in Vegas. They want to do double bank, get casino bread, and then get the ticket sale bread. They want a double bank. We understand.
It's clearly like that because like yeah. I for a second believed in the team. I'm like, yo, healthy Anthony Davis, healthy Kyrie. Because once they traded for Anthony Davis, Kyrie led the league in minutes. Kyrie has a history of like injuries. He should never lead the league in minutes.
Hell no.
So
Especially and Thibodeau's not your coach. Hell no.
right. So yeah, they truly failed that organization. Honestly, if I was them, I'd be so sick as a fan. Just to sorry, I know we're not supposed to talk about that, but just as a fan, I'd be so sick. I'd be sick to my stomach if I was them. Oh, it's incredibly bad. Oh, sorry, we didn't even mention breaking news. LeBron will be out for like 2 weeks with a groin injury.
Yeah, that happened last game against the don't tell me the Celtics, but he
Yeah,
played he had a decent game.
yeah. I think what it comes down to is
He's 40.
he's 40 and we're in March and the playoffs start next year. I mean next month. And like he's been playing extremely well that there's like MVP talks, which okay, but like no.
I agree
Uh
with that.
but I do think he's become the fifth guy in the All NBA. Like I think he's low key bumped Mitchell and become the fifth guy. So it'd be like Tatum, Giannis, Jokic, SGA, LeBron. That's how I kind of see it. But it's okay if LeBron was second team, whatever. But I think he's also resting because he's gonna go somewhere, get that injection. That
Was it cortisol?
I think so, yeah. Get that injection, rest, and he's gonna come back like crazy because he's 40 still. He's still 40. Man almost had a triple double in the first half last game.
Yo, you bagged it.
Like,
Like 18 or like 15, 7 and 8 or something. Like
come
this
on,
is
man. The man's averaging for the season 20, like 7, 8, and 8.
same numbers as him in the Heat 2012, 2013.
Come on, man. We can
Crazy.
that's you can say the league is softer, but there's no way a 40-year-old man should be doing that.
There's definitely no way because he was doing that at 28.
Like Paul George ain't doing it. Seems so easy, right? Like,
That's a trigger word. Yo, Paul.
sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's my fault. That was my
Can't
fault.
believe I cannot believe he went from 23 a game to 15.
That's my fault. That's my fault. One thing I will say, what this is where I think Norman Powell should be most improved. Since Norman Powell's been injured for the past 2 weeks, the
Yeah,
Clippers have fallen off. They're
they
not
haven't
six.
started. They haven't
They're
started.
not sixth place anymore. So you know what? A team that we can talk about that I'm gonna put on magical run, unless you're like, no, we gotta put them as contenders or pretenders. I'm gonna say Golden State. They're
Man,
the magical run team. I didn't believe in them when that Jimmy Butler came. I didn't, but they're like 9-1 in the last 10. What are they? Let me look at this.
that's nice. I didn't
They are
expect.
9-1. 9-1 last 10.
To me, I think they're pretending. Same because this regular season, when the offs come, I feel like who's the guy on their squad with size? Kevon Looney. Who else?
Draymond.
Draymond's 6'5". He's a good defender, great defender, but I feel like size because they're not elite warriors anymore. Like they're not, you know what I mean? Clay, Steph, Draymond, Iggy, like they're not elite like that anymore. So I feel like size is gonna get to them in the playoffs this year.
I can
Because
see.
Butler plays a little bit more slower pace game, right? Than Curry. And when they were up and down, Butler was never really like he's more of a half court player. He's not really so I think that's gonna affect him in the playoffs too, right? Not in a bad way, but Warriors won running and gunning. They
Right,
didn't run playing half court. So
right. No, I feel you. I definitely feel you.
I feel
Yeah.
they're gonna have a good run in the offs. Like it's gonna be decent, but to compete, nah.
Like right now they're sixth, right? They would face Denver if the season ended today.
Shit, man.
That's a 7-game series.
I agree with that 100%.
That would be a fun series though.
Definitely. Because you
But
know Westbrook wants to go at Curry.
the West could have a lot of good series. Um, we can get like an OKC Clippers. That's Kawhi. Like we can get some Kawhi time.
That's a great
And then the team I'm rooting for, just on a side note, I hope Portland makes it to a playing game. They've
yeah.
worked so hard, man. They've worked so hard. I hope they make the playing game. Like that's the team I would want. Okay, so for me personally, I only have truly 4 contenders. That means I won't be surprised if these teams win a title. Only four.
There's
For me.
really in the league there really is only I would say four, five, five. I'm stretching it to be
Right.
honest, not less. But yeah, let me hear you.
So I'll give you my four and we can like talk about it after. My actual contenders, my four. The Milwaukee Bucks,
Okay.
Giannis, Dame. I trust them. I don't trust Kyle Kuzma for nothing. But I think Giannis is the second best player, if not the first best player in the league. I think Dame, we've seen him time and time again perform in the playoffs. The Lakers. I believe in Luca. I do think they're missing a big. I truly, but I've seen Jackson Hayes improve a lot. But as
Definitely.
long as he can get lobs, control his emotion, I think in the playoffs, the two guys that are the X factors is Gabe Vincent, who's been playing like Miami Heat, Gabe Vincent, and Rui Hachimura. I think those two guys are incredibly crucial for the future of the Lakers. Um, Denver Nuggets, Jokic. Do I gotta say more about that? Like it's Jokic. I believe in Jokic. Best player in the league. Man got a 30, 20, and 20, never seen before in the league before. If there wasn't voter fatigue, the man may win MVP. If there wasn't voter fatigue.
100.
And then the contender, the number one team, the Boston Celtics. You gotta beat them. You gotta beat them. They go on these random runs during games, and you're like, oh, so you guys just turned it on. You guys just
Just
randomly turned it on.
just like yesterday.
And if Derek White or Al Horford is open for a three, just go back.
Good
Let's just
night.
go back.
Good night.
I don't see them miss. Those are my four contenders. Like I said, I only think there's four that wouldn't be shocked if they won. What's your thoughts?
You know what? For me, I agree with your list. I'm thinking to add a fifth, though, right? I'm thinking, you know what? I like this team. I like this young team. I feel like they could go far this year if they're healthy, completely healthy, and I feel OKC.
I hear you. I hear you with OKC. So I
Like that's
wrote
you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
no no. I wrote them and the Cavs, which we'll probably talk about both teams. But I wrote Golden State 2014, Boston 2022. That was my headline, and I put OKC in the Cavs because most important with OKC is that like they need a really bad loss to be like we never want to feel this way again, and then
hmm
dominate. That's my opinion. What would you think of OKC?
OKC is like they just need to learn to like play through Jalen Williams more and have Shea play off ball.
Mhm.
And if they could really do that and have Chet run fucking action, baseline action type shit,
Yeah,
then honestly, I think these guys are unstoppable. Their defense already is. If you really take an OKC playing, they play undersized a lot.
yeah.
They are always get. They I think they have the most deflections, right?
Mhm.
Anytime a player gets the ball in the post against OKC, Dort is always there, right? He's always there causing havoc, creating like not a real double, but like flashing. Player gets nervous, causes deflection, turnover. I see it time and time again with OKC, and I'm like, this line's too small. But
Defensively, you're so good.
so that's why I'm like in the playoffs too. I'm like, it's just gonna be heightened, right? They have attention to detail, right? I like OKC. I like the Thunder still. I know they're young, right? And they don't have that much playoff experience. So that's why they're like my dark horse, the fifth team, right? If Denver and them were in a 7 game series, that's going to me 7 games. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There's no Timberwolves are off the map to me. They're not, and you know what I mean? Cavaliers, we've been saying this. Mitchell's best team he's been on in his life, I feel. Period.
I like the Cavs. Like I generally like the way they play. They're good defensively. Offensively, they have their go-to guy. They have their second guy. They have the third guy. So they're organized. They
They
have
have
a
a
good
bench.
center. They
Yeah, yeah,
definitely have a bench.
yeah.
They can shoot the three. They like each other. They have the makings. They really do. But we've seen this story before.
Definitely seen this story before. We definitely have. Like
So we just can't believe it.
OKC, I mean, Cavaliers, do you think they have a better roster than the Lakers?
Top to bottom, yes. But okay, it's like they're third and to bottom, yes. Their top two, no. Because Luca's a top four guy in the league. LeBron top 10. Mitchell top 15. Garland probably top 25.
Good.
So like, but
Overall,
but like overall, I don't know, man. I think Luca's just that above.
I hear you. I feel the Cavs have an overall better roster on paper than every team on this list, but
Okay,
Boston and OKC,
Boston, yeah.
to be honest.
Boston to me is yeah, they're
All
special.
those guys that come on Boston, anytime a player comes on, they can put in work. Hauser can put in work.
Yeah,
They
so
can put in work.
Boston is yeah, they're
Cornette puts in work. Like Pritchard, I don't need to say anything. Like they put in work.
that's where like I agree with you, but like if OKC was there, I think I'm just thinking like They need, and I'm more and more afraid for OKC is the big man. Like I'm like, do they have a big? But ultimately, I said the same with the Lakers. Who in the Western Conference, big man wise, our team's afraid of? Only Jokic. He's the only big. He,
In the West, you're right, because
he's the
Lakers
only
don't.
big. Like who plays kind of like a. He barely plays like a big, but like you're not worried about Jaren Jackson Jr. in
He plays like
defense.
a big, but he doesn't. You're not worried about Gobert. You're not worried about who else in the West. What about Zubac? Zubac is decent.
You can get boards, but other than that, you're like, get your 20 rebounds. We have deflections. We can mismatch you. We can like that's why I
Zubac
think the
has like
magical run
15, 16 a game. Do
he
not
does. You're
sleep.
right. That's why the magical run could have been Dallas because Dallas had three bigs that like would have destroyed OKC. It would have they would have destroyed OKC. Freaking not Carl Anthony. Freaking what's his name? Anthony Davis would have destroyed them. He would have gone for like 40s and 20s against these guys because of the size difference. So I don't know. That's why I'm curious. But if you tell me in a 7 game series, I think like that playoff Jamal Murray though is kind of crazy. But the torture chamber is real too.
Lord is Sava. It's
Yeah.
real.
Like
It's
there,
real.
it's the defense on OKC. I'm like, man, I truly believe in it too.
Like
I
taking how they don't get points scored on them in the paint like that, and they're one of the smallest teams. Take that.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. They are like you'll see their lineup. You're like, yo, it's the other Jalen Williams. That guy like 6'5". He's just a bigger guy. He's like 6'5". That's really it, right? Like some like man, you're asking Hartenstein to do a lot. Did they not get a backup center? No, or no, they didn't. Am I crazy?
They had a guy they didn't fuck with, Poleski, and I thought he was gonna be a decent guy.
Oh, Poku.
Oku, and he could hit threes and whatnot. I'm like, these. I don't think they fucked with him. I don't know
I'm
what it
not
was.
gonna lie. That's the first time I heard his name this season. Totally forgot about that guy.
Yeah, I'm
Where
like,
is he
shit.
now? Because he got traded, I think.
He had to. They don't fuck with him.
I haven't heard that man's name in a minute, right? So the thing is, like you said, Jalen Williams can get a triple double. He really can. So I ultimately like, and Isaiah Joe can light it up. Wiggins can have random light ups. Man, they got a squad, man. They really do. Defensively, like you said, I think it's crazy, crazy. I think this team's crazy. I'm curious a team like them versus Golden State though. Like how would that be?
Mm, we'll say
Right?
next. That's
Because like they can play small. Golden State can have Draymond at the 5, Jimmy at the 4. Um,
go small. Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can Buddy, but like put someone at the 3. Like
Buddy is so yo. Buddy's trash. I'm sorry, Buddy. You're trash.
it's
Buddy, you're
crazy how he started the year and how the man was averaging 30 points in a game at one point, and then he just he fell off. He definitely
Sacramento King, Buddy Hill, like slash Pelicans, Buddy Hill. This ain't it. Every time I put you on a slip to hit two threes, you just hitting one three or no threes. I'm like, you're a
he
gunner.
he started off really well. A team that we didn't mention for pretenders, so I'm assuming we're gonna call them sorry contenders. So we're gonna call them pretenders. You're New York Knicks. What would you call them pretenders?
Thing is, I can't call them contenders or pretenders. I can't call them
Right in
either.
the middle.
You know what I mean? Because it's like I feel like there's still a guy away.
Their 5-man unit could be the best in the league still. 5-man unit. Yeah.
If I mean is arguably it's they have the most chemistry. I'll say that.
Like their 5-man unit should be really good. What's killing them is that their minutes and their
Who's the
depth.
coach? Who's the coach?
You're right. You're right.
What happened to D Rose? Say less. Who led the league in minutes for 2 straight years, 3 straight years? Luol Deng. Who was the coach? Say less.
You're right. Like we're all so afraid that Mikal Bridges is not going to continue his streak of playing games because he plays with Thibodeau, and like
Give it the
ah,
stars 40 minutes, 41 minutes a game. It's crazy.
so like that's a team that they're gonna they're gonna take if they make it to the second round, which I believe they will.
They
They're
should.
gonna, they're gonna take Boston to at least 6 games, at
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
Mind you, they haven't beaten a good team this year at all. Lost to OKC, lost to Cavs, lost to Boston. So the three best records, they are 0 and like 6, 0, 7.
That's why the Knicks they're not there yet. Like they're a good team, they're a good regular season team. They're gonna make noise in the playoffs, and this is what Knicks fans need: consistent noise in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it hasn't been consistent noise in the playoffs for the last decade or
yeah.
so, right? So they got a guy, they got a couple guys like that. You know, you could throw on a Towns jersey, New York, okay, respect. Throw on a Brunson, whatever, Hart. So they got guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Real quick question about the Phoenix Suns or more Kevin Durant. Because there's a rumor, but I don't think that you'd have to do so much weird contract stuff. Maybe like a signing trade with Julius Randle. Would you like to see KD in with the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Katie with Gobert,
Yeah, KD, Gobert, thing.
Jaden McDaniels. Like I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of length.
It
If
is.
they could add that lot of length. Is Randall still there or Randall's out?
You have to probably trade him.
Okay, Edwards is still there. Edwards is out.
Edwards is there.
So if you're
We're
gonna if
not
you could
Dallas. We're not Dallas. We're not trading. Even though Edwards is on some weird stuff.
vary,
So he's not the
yeah,
face of the league anymore. Like he's done. All this like rumors we're hearing about him with women, you're done. You're not the face of the league. We generally don't even want to like mess with you anymore. Like you're
Ant was that young kid, charismatic. Is this Jordan's secret son? Blase, blase type shit. And now, one, two comments, couple women pregnant. Now it's like okay, like we don't hear about Ja anymore. We just hear about Memphis Grizzlies. We just like Memphis Grizzlies playing. We don't hear about Ja and all this.
yeah.
I don't see no Ja highlights. None, not none. You know what I mean? I just Memphis Grizzlies. I hear Triple J wanted Ja.
Yeah, this year, that's what he did. The Triple A deserves a lot. He's been their MVP. You know what playoff series would be so fun to watch just for the youngness and the toughness is the it would be Grizzlies versus Houston. That'll
Oh,
just be a fun
that
bunch of
would,
games, man.
that would be hella fun. Because you know
Young,
what? Especially Houston is. I like Sengun.
yeah, young and like just overall like really talented. But yeah, like the if it would be nice to see the Cavs versus like OKC. Like these two teams are gonna have two of the best records of all time, like of all time. The what's this team? They were
Cavs with
67
OKC in the finals would be a random ass finals. Like no one
random.
predicted that.
It would be the finals that that we thought we should have got with LeBron on the Cavs with KD on OKC. That's the type of fun we should have saw.
That'd been crazy still.
But yeah, no, I think you're right. That people would they think the ratings would probably suffer for that. Their dream would be Boston, LA. Like that'd be the dream.
Yeah, is Cavs fun to watch in general? Like, are they a fun team to watch to you?
The Cavs, I
Yeah,
I I like them. They're not OKC's probably a little funner. But I think both
definitely.
teams aren't as fun because like they're dominating teams. Like dominating
They
teams.
definitely.
I think Boston's more fun to watch because they play with their food too much.
Boston's fun to watch. OKC when Shea's doing this thing with the pace,
Yeah.
J Dub is sidebar. Indiana's fun to watch.
Yeah, but they cheese me sometimes, man.
Don't put them on a slip. That's all.
Um, the, like their point, so the Cavs have a point differential of 11.4, and OKC has a 13-point differential.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Average. Oh, wow. Okay.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, yeah. Um, yeah, so like I think ultimately I want to believe in I truly want to believe in the Cavs though. I'm not gonna lie. I want to believe in that. I want to. But I can't turn that corner. I can't.
Not yet. Not yet. Until they get to the East Finals, then it's like, okay, this is different.
No, but you got to take Boston to like 7 games.
In the East Finals, definitely.
Yeah, like I won't lie, man. It's borderline disappointment if they beat you in 6. But you know what? 6 would be in Boston. I can kind of see that. It's okay.
To the East Finals, then I'm gonna be like, okay. I'll say okay. That's it.
Yeah, but we have to see something.
Because you already know they struggled to get through the Magic last year. It was a squeeze. It was 7 games. Then they were all like 80, 90 points.
Yeah, don't be surprised if the Magic do something too. Because not to say this season was disappointing, but everyone besides Suggs is healthy. And like Suggs is not this like offensive juggernaut that your team is so bad offensively without this guy.
Yeah.
So
But he remember Suggs does you already know, the
the
things that get
defense,
on the
but
stat.
I'm telling you, they're gonna look at that squad and they're gonna be like, okay, we need to pick a guy. We got to pick a guy. Is it Franz or is it Paulo?
Think they want to go. I feel like it's going to be Paulo. I feel that way, but I don't know.
So I don't know. Any other teams or any other news and notes you want to chat about?
Is there any other teams I want to talk about? Any other team off the top? Not at the moment right now. No, you know what I mean.
Uh, One thing that I'm doing just so I can prepare myself for next year, I'm writing down most improved players for like who may win next year.
Oh
Right? I'm
shit.
already kind of preparing myself. So I put just so you know, I put like Trey Murphy, the third, because he's getting buckets, bucket. I put Amen Thompson because he's clearly everyone's favorite person. Asura Thompson as well, just in case. And I put Shaden Sharp, but Shaden Sharp, I see why he's very inconsistent on like doing other things. He seems like he just wants to score because he's like borderline elite at getting to the basket and like scoring, but defensively lacks. And then like so a bunch of the overall game just lacks like the IQ of the game. I would say lacks.
And he's been in the league a couple of years now, so he should have picked that up, those details up.
Yeah, it's all about do you want to, right? Do you want to pick it up? So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think those are our pretenders and contenders. A big hope for that one thing. If Golden State made that magical run, would you be surprised?
I'd be surprised. I would be surprised at that, and I would be surprised if I'd be more surprised that once they're making a magical run over the Clippers, healthy, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I can see that because if you're telling me Kawhi all of a sudden says like, okay, guys, I was just legit practicing. I'm on my grind now. Harden just passes the ball, and Norm, we need that 23 points.
Yep, yep,
And especially with Ty Lue as a coach, I believe in Ty Lue as a coach like tremendously,
I do too.
tremendously. I wanted to quickly talk about the Raptors very quickly. They're definitely trying to tank because it was the fourth quarter or like last 5 minutes for the last two games, and they're like, okay, RJ, Scotty, sit on the bench. We're playing our like bench guys.
Oh, they
They won't
like.
even play Chris Boucher, right? They're trying to tank, and I don't blame them. Tank, 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 tank. I don't care.
I
I don't
understand.
care.
I know you don't like Ace Bailey, but hey,
Tank. I just want a top. I want a top pick. I want to have the ability to have a choice.
top five,
Like
top three.
at least, right? Now, I once again I get that like sometimes picks are not always valued this way, blah, 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 and whatever. I get that. But
I don't care. I don't care. Give me a chance with top three pick in this draft.
yeah, if you tell me I could get Jabari Parker or Andrew Wiggins, I'm gonna still tank. Because at the time, you don't know Jabari Parker's gonna be like what he was. You know what I'm saying? Like you still do it. And even if Cooper Flag turns into Andrew Wiggins, that's a pretty solid player. Like Wiggins ultimately isn't a bust,
He's definitely not a bust. He's just not a superstar one pick that everyone thought he was going to be. That's
right?
all.
And mind you, now a lot of guys are. Once again, I've said it multiple times. The number one overall pick to lead their team to a title, the last guy was LeBron James,
Who was the guy before that?
Tim
Tim.
Duncan.
Oh yeah, Tim Duncan. I was going to say Akeem. Wow.
It goes Tim, Shaq, Akeem, Kareem.
Shaq was the number one pick, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shaq led his team. Tim Duncan led his team. LeBron has led his team. No one since LeBron has led their team as the first overall pick. I
20 years. 20 years, guys.
like it's multiple different guys like that. The draft is whatever it is, man. At the end of
Remember,
the day,
Duncan got was the number one pick, San Antonio. I don't know, and they had the Admiral.
right? Like Wemby may be the next guy to lead his team to a title,
I would say that, yeah.
right? We would have probably said, the way his trajectory was going, but I don't know what's happening
And,
there.
like, I'm thinking, okay, and he's young, charismatic, jokes, and he's a little older now, and he's still kind of saying the wrong things, not the funny things, just the wrong things. You already know.
And these
Like
guys are
when
media trained.
Wemby's bringing a book to the All Star game, like that's my superstar. That's my
Yeah,
super.
man. We're all gonna like Love this guy more and more, man.
That
He's
man's bringing two baby moms to the game that are fighting each other, sitting beside each other, or whatever. That's
come
what.
on, man. It's to me, LeBron gave you guys all the book of how to act. He gave you the book. Chris Paul gave you the book. Heck, KD gave you the book. Follow their lead. Follow their lead. Steph
And
Curry is the narrator of the book. Okay,
Steph, yes, and none of these guys, other than LeBron, is wearing bust downs.
come on, man.
None of them.
It's, you gotta.
I've seen Katie in a bust down.
KD, KD would generally wear a Gap t-shirt and Gap sweater to work if he could. Okay, he just
100%
wants to play basketball.
facts.
Like he generally just wants to play basketball. Um, but yeah, that's really it. Raptors keep tanking. We generally don't care. Just tank as much as you want
I
to.
just want you guys to pick Ace. That's all.
That's all. I just don't piss me. Oh, let me pick him up. Be cheese. Anything you else want to chat about,
Nah, man. Just Raptors keep tanking. Cooper, we want you. You can have a nation on your side over here instead of a
bro?
city.
A
Yeah.
nation. I can only imagine what type of team that would be. But yeah, that is the DM podcast. That's my boy YS. I'm your boy Mike. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll talk again. Peace.